Hi, today we're going to show you how to make a cookie without any sugar, no conventional baking powder, no dairy products, and no oil. Sounds pretty hard, doesn't it? But stay tuned and we'll show you today. Welcome, my name is Trishonna, this is my sister Audrey, and my other sister Emberly, and we're the Benton Sisters. Today, we're going to have a lot of fun in the kitchen. But first, I want to talk to you about the third law for health, optimum physical health. The last two times we talked about nutrition, how important that is to have a healthy diet, and exercise, so that is also important. But today is water. Water is important. You want to drink lots of water. That helps to replenish the fluids in your body and helps to wash out the toxins. Water in and out of the body is very important. Hot and cold, rightly applied, can actually strengthen and build the immune system. Hot and cold showers are fun if you like to have hot and cold. Actually, I like to take hot and cold showers because it helps me to wake up in the morning and makes me feel more invigorated. It might be hard at first to try a hot and cold shower because you get used to that nice warm water, and who wants to turn it over to cold? When you do it, you'll feel like your circulation is really improved. And if you have a headache or nasal congestion or anything like that, hot on your feet is really good. Just put your feet in a little tub with a basin of water, hot water, and a cool cloth to your forehead, and let it sit there for about maybe 30 minutes and keep the water as hot as you can tolerate. You don't want to burn yourself though. And then the last part, just before you're done, lift your feet up and pour cold water over it. Now you might think this is the hardest part and you might want to skip it like one couple did, and they told us about their experience when they were at our cooking school, what happened to them when they skipped the cold water part. They said they got pneumonia. So the reason why you want to have cold water over your feet is because it helps to close the pores in your skin opened by the heat and helps to retain the heat, so that way you don't catch a chill and do the reverse effect. So you might want to try a hot and cold shower to see how that feels, and have your try a hot foot bath too. It's really good. We want you to make sure you drink your water, and we're going to have Emberly and Audrey drink their water today with us. If you haven't had your glass of water, go ahead and drink it. Your glass of water, get your glass of water and drink it with us right now. Water is very important to drink. You want to drink your water between your meals and not with your meals. Drinking water with your meals, or any type of liquid with your meals, tends to dilute the digestive juices which digest your food, which you don't want to do. That slows down digestion, and you don't want to do that either. So drink your water between your meals instead of with your meals if you can. And drinking water, what was it like when we first started drinking water?
Oh, it was so hard.
It was hard to get into the groove of drinking water, and we would have races to see who could drink their quota amount of water during the day and see who could get done first, right?
Right.
So after you get used to drinking your water, you really notice it, and your body will tell you when to drink your water without having to force down a glass of water. In fact, it's really good to start the morning out. First thing when you get up, drink a nice warm glass of water. It really gets your circulation going and all that good stuff. So that's the key for today. Drink your water. What are we going to demonstrate first?
All kinds of things. First of all, we'll do chick patties. That's a really good recipe. You want to start on that?
That's from our cookbook. And you're going to share with us the ingredients that we need for this recipe?
And this recipe is how you can make delicious patties without frying them. And we'll share with you the ingredients. It calls for 1 pound of extra firm tofu. Now this is the tofu that's in the water in the tub. And it also calls for 1/4 cup of grated carrots and 1/4 cup of red and green bell peppers chopped, 1 whole onion minced, 1/2 tablespoon of paprika. Now this is optional. You don't have to put it in. And also it calls for 2 tablespoons of Bragg liquid aminos, and we'll be sharing more about this and how you can get it, and 3 teaspoons of McKay's chicken seasoning, 2 teaspoons of butter flavoring, optional, and 2/3 cup of gluten flour. And first we're going to start with our tofu. This is tofu, and this is what it looks like. And we're going to cut it open here and drain off the water.
You might want to do that over the sink.
Here, I'll let you put it drain in the sink. And we want to have a grated carrot. And we'll grate the carrot. And we use this kind of a blade for this recipe. It's the smallest blade. Okay, that looks good. We just need 1/4 cup of this. And it also calls for some bell peppers, and I'll let you cut them up while I mash the tofu.
Okay.
We'll add the tofu to our bowl.
I noticed this time you didn't freeze the tofu. Will it make it different than freezing it?
Yes, it's really nice this way. You just don't have to freeze it. We're going to use gluten flour, and it's going to hold it together really nicely.
Is that what you would use in place of eggs in a patty? Gluten flour?
In place of a binder that you would normally use, yes, it works excellent.
Okay.
It helps it to hold together and be nice and chewy.
Okay.
Now, what size of cuts do you want here for this bell?
Okay, we just want it nice, minced, small sizes.
Okay.
Got this mixed up here. And we'll add our seasonings. This is chicken seasoning.
McKay's chicken seasoning, so that's it's not chicken. It's chicken free, but it's got a flavor like chicken, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we'll go ahead and add our carrots to this. And this looks a little bit more than fourth of a cup. Stir this in. And we're going to show you a nice, fast way to chop the onions. And I'm going to just
You need
peel.
the watch?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We need some water in our blender, just enough to cover the onion. And then we're going to add the onion. Okay.
So what does this do? This helps it so you can chop it better?
We're just going to mince it here. Let's see, one more time. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. And then we're going to have our strainer. We're going to strain it. I'll let you go ahead and do that.
All right. That way you don't have to worry about chopping it by hand and all that tears, huh?
Yeah.
Just wash it down the drain.
Okay, Audrey added our green bell peppers here to our patty mixture. And she's going to go ahead and cut the red ones. And then we'll add some of our onion. And this is a large onion, so we'll just add part of it. Okay, and we'll add our onion here. Isn't that a wonderful way to mince your onions? Oh, it makes it so fast and easy.
Are you ready for the bell?
Oh,
Great.
that looks good.
This is going to be a nice, colorful looking patty.
Now I heard of something about blindness. It says that macular degeneration is the #1 cause of blindness in aged Americans. Researchers published in 1996 reported that eating dark green vegetables and yellow vegetables may slow up or reverse the process, and eating at least 3 servings 3 times a week significantly reduces the development of this degenerated disease. So if you don't want to be blind, eat lots of green vegetables and yellow vegetables like corn, and we're going to share with you a wonderful corn recipe in just a minute after we're done with these patties. It's really, really good.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and add the gluten flour here.
Now this helps it to bind together, right? Okay.
And we'll stir it in. Oh, and it also calls for brags.
Do you need a measuring cup for that?
I think we need a tablespoon.
Now, let me reach over here and get the brags real quick. This is liquid aminos, brags. It's a soy sauce substitute, and you can use it in place of soy sauce. In fact, some people say that they like this much better because it has a really nice flavor, and it's not fermented. It's not high in sodium either, so it's much better for you than using soy sauce. And so try it in place of your soy sauce next time. And you can get this, I see it in lots of grocery stores around. Also, you can buy it at a health food store. So if you have a hard time finding it, just ask, and they should be able to get it for you. It's really good.
We'll just stir that in.
Should we spray our pan?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you don't want to spray your pan, you might want to try using a Teflon pan. That way you don't have to spray them, and they work well too.
Okay, we like to use our ice cream scoop, and we'll just scoop some out here and put it on our cookie sheet. Makes it go a lot faster, and then just use a pancake turner to smash them down.
I'll get us one here.
Man, that red and green bell pepper sure looks pretty in
Isn't
there.
it colorful looking?
It is.
And these patties are so, I love chewy patties. These patties are so chewy and delicious and really good. Okay, and then this you just bake, I believe, on 350 for a half an hour.
Can you freeze these patties? Like
Yes.
if you make up a real big batch, you can
They
put
freeze
them in the
very
freezer,
nicely.
and then you can have some for later if you want to pull them out for sandwiches or a picnic or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
so
so
let's
good.
go and stick all this in the oven.
Okay.
That looks good. Now for the cookies that you have been waiting for. What is in a typical cookie? First you have some white flour, probably eggs, milk, and sugar, and some shortening of some sort. And of course, everyone loves chocolate chip cookies, right? Well, we're going to share with you a cookie that has none of those ingredients. You're probably thinking, oh, it can't be good. It's not a cookie without those ingredients. But we're going to show you. Look at the recipe list. It has 1 cup and a half of whole wheat pastry flour, 1 tablespoon of Energy Food baking powder. This is our conventional baking powder. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Has a half a teaspoon of cardamom, which replaces our cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of quick oats, 1 cup of walnuts chopped, and in place of chocolate chip chips, we have carob chips for our cookies. Then you want for sweetener 1 cup of honey, 1/3 of a cup of sucanat, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of non-dairy milk. And Emberly, show us, how do you put this together so it tastes really good?
Okay, let's see, in our cookbook, first of all, you'll need 1½ cups of whole wheat flour. This is whole wheat pastry flour. And I'll be adding the dry ingredients, and we'll also need some walnuts, and we'll let Audrey send them through the nut grinder.
Okay.
And then we'll add our oats and our cardamom to replace cinnamon.
Since cinnamon is an irritant,
Uh-huh.
it's harmful to the lining of your stomach and causes irritation. You don't want to use it if you have an ulcer or anything like that.
Okay, this is noisy, so let me do it real quick, okay?
Okay.
That's probably good.
Okay, so our walnuts are in here. And then what else do you add?
We're going to add our salt
Okay.
and our baking powder.
I want to tell you about this baking powder. It's really good. It's the only kind that we found that doesn't have aluminum in it. Well, there might be a couple other baking powders out there that don't have aluminum. This one also is good for you because it doesn't leave salt residues in the lining of your stomach, which the other baking powders do. And so you want to use this baking powder, but it's a little tricky in using it because it's a little bit different than the other conventional baking powders. This baking powder, however, is moisture activated. So as soon as it gets wet, it starts to work. And so that's why you want to have the dry ingredients in one bowl, as she started to do, and then put the wet ingredients in the other bowl. And then preheat your oven to 400 and get your cookie sheet ready. And the last minute when your oven's hot, put the two mixtures of wet mixture and the dry ingredients together, mix them up and put them on your cookie sheet, and then put it in the oven on 400 for, is it 10 minutes, Emberly? Depends upon how big the cookies are, right?
Yes.
10 to 5, maybe 5 minutes or so.
Okay, and we added our carob chips and our sucanat. Sucanat's wonderful. It's just evaporated cane juice.
And so that means it's not refined like white sugar is.
just
It still has
evaporated.
the nutrients in it. Okay.
Then we'll add our 1 cup of milk and our vanilla and our honey to this. Just a teaspoon of vanilla.
Now, why do we put these in 2 different bowls?
Because the moisture activated for the baking powder.
Okay.
It's important to keep them in 2 different bowls. And so 1 cup of honey and 1 cup of milk and a tablespoon of vanilla.
I think it's a teaspoon of vanilla.
Teaspoon of vanilla,
Yes.
okay. And so if you want to use this baking powder, you can order it from the baking powder company. They're out of Washington. It's really good. You might want to check into that. And for more information, you can call here and find out about that. The hard to find ingredients that some of these recipes call for, which are very few, are listed in the cookbook. So you can find them if you need to by just looking at the recipe in the cookbook, and then in the back page it has the phone number where to call for the ingredients if your store doesn't carry them.
Okay, and we'll just mix this together. You may want to whip it. It'll mix nicer, a lot nicer.
So do you have your cookie sheet? Is it ready?
Okay, for this, speed is very important. You want to mix your 2 ingredients together as fast as you can, and you have your oven hot up to 400. And you'll mix them together as fast as you can, and then place them on the cookie sheet. And we like to use the ice cream scoop again. It makes it go really fast. And then you have it at 400 preheated, and you bake them for about 5 minutes, and then you turn them down to 350 and bake it for the rest of the time to about 10 minutes. And so we're going to go ahead and get the oven hot, and we're going to mix them together, and then we'll show you the finished product. So we'll take this over to the oven, and we'll make sure it's hot, and then we'll add them together. Okay, now we're going to show you how to make our wonderful gourmet spring salad.
Salad. A lot of times we are used to using that iceberg head lettuce in our salads. And aren't you bored of having that iceberg head lettuce? Well, if you are getting bored of having that, don't feel guilty, because it doesn't really have that much nutrients in it. And we want to share with you a wonderful salad that you can be excited about, and it's a lot of fun. In fact, one time we were visiting my mom's cousins, and we made this salad for them, and I don't think they were used to having that much salad for their meal, but when we made the salad, they were so excited about it that everyone had a big, huge helping before they ate anything of the meal. And that's what we want to encourage you to do, that eat your salad first. Important to eat your salad first, because this is where you get your live nutrients, live enzymes, and oh, that looks so pretty. It is good to know that the #1 source of vitamins and minerals are fruits and vegetables. And here we have a good variety of our vegetables here in color and texture. And Emily, you're going to show us how to put this salad together. So what do you do first?
Okay, we'll read off the ingredients for you. We have 1 large package of spring mix, and this spring mix really makes it nice and fast and easy. If you don't have spring mix, we'll show you what you can do. Also, we have 3 avocados. You want to dice them, and a basket of red cherry tomatoes, vine ripened, a large cucumber diced, 1 large red bell pepper sliced, and 1 large carrot slivered, 1 can of hominy drained, 1 can of garbanzo beans drained, 1 can of kidney beans drained, and 1 can of artichoke hearts drained. Also, we have 1 can of hearts of palm drained, 1 can of olives drained, 1 tub of firm tofu drained and cubed, and 1 small red onion thinly sliced.
That sounds pretty good. It sounds almost like as if you were going to a salad buffet.
Oh, this is so good. We call it our gourmet salad, spring salad, and it's so much fun. You just fill up your whole entire plate and just eat that for a meal.
Sounds like that would make a main course. Okay, so what are you going to do here first?
Okay, we're gonna, I'm gonna chop up these vegetables, and Audrey's gonna show you her fancy way to season this tofu.
All right.
But right now we have in our salad bowl, we have our spring salad mix. And if you don't have any, can't find any spring salad, you just take your salad ingredients, and what we like to do is just pull off some leaves and then just tear them into the bowl. And it just gives it a nice leafy look.
Now, spring salad mix, that comes sometimes in a pack, like in a sack in the produce section, in a Ziploc bag or something, or they have an open bin where you can just scoop out your salad. What that is different type of baby leaf lettuce.
Yes.
All together in one section. And in fact, when we were in Colorado, we went to a really neat produce store there, and they had a salad spring mix which had flowers in it. Can you imagine eating flowers in your salad? That was really exciting. First time we tried that, it had snapdragons in it. And actually, snapdragons are pretty much really sweet. And so, if you ever want to get fancy and festive, try flowers in your salad. Make sure you get the edible kind, though.
Okay, what I'm doing over here is I cut it 3 ways, this direction, actually 2 ways, and then I'm cutting on to top here, just to go into nice squares. This way. Okay, and cut any size you like to have in your salad. And then we put in our kettle here. Not making too big of a mess.
Tofu is a lot of fun. You can do all sorts of things with it.
And then we put just a little bit of water in here and salt to marinate it. And turn it on. And then your tofu doesn't taste so much like just plain tofu. It tastes seasoned. It's really good. Okay, and we'll just wait for this to simmer. Only takes like 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's really fast.
So we have bell pepper in our salad with all those different types of leaves of lettuce. Then we're going to have
I'm gonna add cherry tomatoes.
And you're going to just cut those in half. Okay.
Now cherry tomatoes we like the best, because if you have a nice garden full of delicious cherry tomatoes, it's wonderful. But if you have to buy your tomatoes from the store, we like cherry tomatoes because they have more flavor and they're so delicious.
Okay, can you drain these over there?
Okay.
Sure.
She's draining the garbanzo beans.
No, those are hominy.
Oh, hominy. Okay. I'm going to slice up the onion.
All right.
It's a lot of fun to have all sorts of delicious things. We just like to add all our favorite and add lots of your favorite delicious vegetables to your salad. And this is just to give you an idea. You can do all sorts of things besides this. Thank you.
Okay, here you go. All the cans here to open up.
In fact, if you would like to just have your salad in one bowl, and then these other dressings like the canned hominy and garbanzos and olives and the different things in the can in a separate bowl, you can also do that. We've tried that, and that way you don't have to worry about, if you have a big salad for a big group, you don't have to worry about all those little goodies falling to the bottom of your serving salad bowl, and you can just grab your salad and sprinkle them on top, just like you would for a salad buffet. That works really well too, and we've also tried that when we have all our friends over and we want to make a huge salad.
Here's the salad already dished up for you.
Ooh, it looks delicious.
Let me go see the patties, see if they're done.
And for the tofu, what we do with the tofu, we just drain off the hot water and put it on a pan in the freezer and let it cool until when it's cool, you can just toss it into your salad.
Here they are. Don't they look good?
Mm-hmm. Nice and colorful.
Here's the cookies.
Okay.
Now all we need is milk, cookies and milk, huh? We'd have everything.
Yes.
And one of these times we'll show you how to make a non-dairy milk that's really, really good.
From our cookbook. So good.
All right. You know, it's good to know that if anyone would ask you about any vitamin or any mineral, you can always tell them that the #1 source of any vitamin is fruit. And if they ask you about calcium, where do you get your calcium, or about magnesium or anything, you always be correct without a question if you say, I get my calcium from green leafy vegetables because they are highest in calcium. And so with a meal like this, with a beautiful salad and healthy patties without any cholesterol and no dairy products and without any of that animal fat, you don't have to worry about having heart disease or fighting high cholesterol or have to worry about saturated fats, because when you eat the natural foods, simply prepared as possible, is where you have the best health. And be sure you read your labels, because sometimes they might say it's fat-free or cholesterol-free, but if it has any of those secret tips in there, like having whey or caseinate or casein, these are all dairy products. So if it has it in there, then that is a clue that they're not dairy-free like maybe they say they are. So read your labels and remember to eat lots of vegetables and lots of fruit. Have lots of fruit for breakfast and a variety of salads. From our cookbook, we have several different types of salads, so you can have a different salad every day and not get bored, because it's a lot of fun when you eat it God's way. And remember to drink lots of water and get your exercise and eat lots of fruits and vegetables. And I want to close with our food for thought for today. It says, nature unburdened does her work wisely and well. Those who persevere in obedience to her laws will reap a reward in body, mind, and soul, and health. So thanks for joining us today, and God bless you in all that you do in your quest for a healthy lifestyle.